Bursaux. I work at Starcom. I'm leading the data analytics practice for EMEA. And together with Samsung, we decided to go into a big journey, and I will talk to you about that. Basically, the idea, and you will see, is how to learn fast and fail forward. So, the pace of innovation is accelerating, and I'm sorry because this is the best resolution I could find. It's a race. It's a race about evolution. It's a race against time. It's also a race to make our organization evolve. I think we're all facing the same situation. Having our processes also reshaped. And there is always this, stay ahead, up the curve, but profitably, right? I like this sentence. Someone who's not here today put this in our mind at Starcom. So the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write and even count, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And so this is really the challenge that we were facing with Samsung and Starcom and Adobe, as you will see, as an organization. How can we learn? So the question is how to capitalize on every innovative and winning marketing cases rather than having this vanish along the road, right? So the answer was forge a community. Forge a community relying on a proven marketing stack. So we decided to use Adobe for that. And 11 markets, now 12, across the globe, willing to play. United States and UK were pilots, and then very quickly other countries came. Willing to play the innovation game at scale. So how do we do that? Basically, it's about getting a common data structure. So all the sites were tagged. We tagged the CRM, the social, the search. And most of all, we had this common data structure, the hierarchy, so that every country relying on the same structure can talk and share about innovation, what works, what doesn't work. Having the common processes, basically all the use cases, the documentation, all the community that we're talking together on a weekly basis, just to share and see exactly what works and what doesn't work, what we can do, what we can replicate in other countries, taking into account the specificities, but also the common knowledge. Common measurement, definitely. Defining the baseline, the way to measure, was crucial for us to see and calculate the value creation. So we had this yet very diverse creative approach. We have intended to test several use cases, from simple use cases, some markets where data is lacking, some other markets where we can do some fusion and data fusion at a high level. We went on this journey, definitely having MENA trying the cross device, for instance, United States testing the CRM quality, France testing sales as well. So we had this kind of multi-local innovation that we share on a monthly basis, and every quarter we make this summit, and we have a kind of contest also that MENA won on having a specific experiment that cost a little bit of money, but Samsung was really willing to pay for this new test. So there's all about this innovation and fostering this innovation spirit everywhere. So then we duplicate this innovation. This is exactly the structure that we had. Having this common backbone just allowed us, once again, to investigate a bit everywhere and share like nuts these value creation. And so it definitely accelerated this time to market. What we can say is that we have replicated the winning segmentation. It's always a question that you have when you start segmentation. Should you segment by product? Should you segment by personas or whatever? So we had this, construct this methodology and replicate in every market. In less than 3 months, more than 50 campaigns were run. 600 audiences were created, 25,000 data points. So it seems a lot, but when you look at Samsung, basically all the products that Samsung has, it makes a lot of data points that you can rely on. And most of all, 10 partnerships and experiment ongoing, a bit everywhere across the globe. That pays out, basically. A few results here. I'm sorry I cannot share that much with you in terms of results because Samsung wouldn't allow. What you can see is an index is that most of the campaigns that we have run, should it be on performance, on media performance and purchase intent, on sales, on where to buy across several markets, well, it performs really well, and we have been able to demonstrate a tangible creation value together with Samsung. And so the result is that new markets are coming, Canada, Brazil, Spain, Poland, in the next month. And so basically in less than 6 months, which is not that much, we have, by adopting this decentralized innovation approach, tested, selected, implemented this cutting-edge data management solution. Well, this is all. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you. One question.
Did you find that initiatives that were successful in one market were then unsuccessful in other markets? And if so, to what would you attribute the difference?
Yeah, basically, there were two interesting things. I think in Germany we did some lookalike modeling using different techniques. That were kind of working well in Germany, but not, I think we replicated that in France and it didn't work. There is one point, it's really about the lack of data in some markets, definitely. So the way you can enrich your segment is really dependent on the market. So you need to be kind of creative on that. And so we used, either you go on third-party data and using some data quality index, or you go partnering with your media partners and you use second-party data. So we had to be kind of innovative in Europe, basically. Something that you cannot do really in the US and tagging publisher site. But in Europe, we did that in France, basically. We're starting to do that in MENA as well. So to get more data, because basically I always say that data and media are a bit the same in that respect, because basically data is just the interaction of a people with a media, okay, and the cookie or the ID that you will have after 2 to 3 months will vanish. So the idea is really to think in terms of flow rather than a treasure that you use or you don't use. And so in that respect, tagging some publisher partner sites helped us together to get more data and to be more creative in the lack of third-party environment.
Great, thank you.